to inaugurate the Kairaba station before 31st December this year. The German Police Support Group, GPST, equally supported us in the refurbishment of the police training school at Banjulende. And this was the location where we successfully trained a batch of 1,336 officers that recently graduated. Uniforms were equally supplied to police officers, equipments, and office tools. And also, we rehabilitated major police stations in 4 regions. Investigation gadgets for the CRO and the statistics unit, forensics, and handwriting. These were also procured. Now, Gambia Police Force can do DNA tests here. We can also conduct, handwriting. We can also conduct verification of fraudulent documents. These are all equipments, in the possession of GPS. Again, on mobility enhancement, Minister mentioned the pickups that were recently bought, and they were distributed, in the length and breadth of the country. 111 police stations and posts. We know there are competing priorities for government. They cannot do all, but what we end up doing, we have what we call, in our categorization, Class A, Class B, and Class C stations. And also, it is important to know that you map out, the strategic nature of a given area on the number of crimes, that have been committed there. This was what informed the distribution of those vehicles to the length and breadth of the country. Work environment and service delivery to encourage efficiency is also ongoing. Training and capacity building initiative. And this is in furtherance to the ongoing security sector reform, because as we all know, the main 3 components of SSR has to do, 1, with capacity building, 2, infrastructural development, and 3, equipping of those infrastructure that were built. This is an area of concern to Gambia Police Force, and we have achieved a lot in this area as well. Now, after recruiting the batch, there are no more recruits. They are now effectively police officers. What we end up doing is to distribute them within the 3 regions of BJL, KM, and WCR, so that they will be assisting us, on our patrols, heightened patrols in these areas. Then after 1 month, we will come up with a main deployment plan so that they can be deployed all the stations in the country. That will also go a long way to mitigate, the manpower challenges that we encountered when we went out, on a nationwide tour. Training was also conducted on arrest, detention, and incident management, environmental protection, crowd control, trafficking, project management, advanced investigation, crisis, and incident response. Performance management system, PMS, deployment planning, women leadership, coaching, gender awareness, SGBV, and to end or completely eradicate female genital. Human rights training, internal investigations, torture prevention, child rights, hate speech. And then for crime prevention, I earlier mentioned about the forensic lab. Now we have the capacity, we have the wherewithals to be able to conduct our own forensic, investigations, community policing, WAPIS database that is linked to the West African Police Information System. The Honorable Minister equally mentioned about the the police bill, GIZ consultancy support, which aligns with democratic policing and human rights. We equally have our canine dogs that are supporting the highway patrols, and of recent, with the constant theft that we are experiencing at the Jambur Solar plant, plans are in the offing to deploy the canine units there to support the security operatives in their work. There is also increase in community visibility and patrols, and we equally have plans to revitalize the river patrol unit. Not to take too much of my time, or your time rather, the future plans. Continue constructing police stations, procure command and patrol vehicles, enhance road safety, install CCTV cameras in all the public highways, train police officers in ballistic, crime analysis, and handwriting. Your kind attention is appreciated. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, GP, for that presentation. One thing I know about the security, you are very regimented. When you say 5 minutes, it's 5 minutes. You don't change. I'm sure we will go by that. Now we invite the DG Immigration. Thank you. You're going to have a lot of questions today.
Honorable Minister of Interior, other ministers present, permanent secretaries, service chiefs, senior security officers, government officials, members of the international community and partners, media personnel, all other protocols duly observed. My names are Ibrahim Ambu, and I'm the Director General of Immigration Department. I will give you a brief account of our mandate, and I will follow with achievements and our future plans. I also have been told perhaps I'll be putting it in the wall of language also. So, sir, I think you'll be allowing me with extra time. So the Gambia Immigration Department reports to the Ministry of Interior, and our mandate includes the implementation of the 1997 Constitution and laws of the Gambia, among other things, to enforce the Nationality and Citizenship Act of 1965, Immigration Act of 1965, Registration of Aliens Act of 1977, and the Refugee Act of 2008. Immigration has been engaging the public, and this is in line with our communication and community engagement strategy of the department. We've established and strengthened the community engagement unit to keep the population informed about GID's activities and mandate. In that regard, it has designated focal points across all regions to engage community leaders and other stakeholders on GID's mandate, achievement, and related functions. Over 75 public engagement activities have been conducted on TV and radio stations from January to date. Additionally, the command have also reached out to radio and TV stations to hold talks, radio talk shows on Police Show and Star FM, respectively, once a week on matters that have to do with GID. We have also been on GRTS, QTV, and that is just to mention a few. Now, we have achievements on the side of legal and regulatory framework, but these are some of the things mentioned by our Honorable Minister on the side of the bill, but I will skip that. It also follows the development of policies and enhanced command and control to tie the functional responsibilities, offices, directives. Some of these policies are the visa policy that was just revised and communicated or disseminated by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Gender and sexual harassment policy, recruitment and promotion policy, and etc. Now, in ensuring secure identification and documentation of Gambians, we have expanded the passport processing and ID card. Not only that, but we should be reminded that we are also in other embassies providing consular services on immigration-related matters. GID has expanded passport issuing centers to 4 administrative regions, namely MANSA, Konko, Janjambure, Kerewan, and Basse, to ease access. We've also decentralized the ID card processing centers. We have 14 across the regions, and have 7 mobile teams that have been dispatched in various locations to ensure that hard-reached communities are provided with the opportunity to access immigration services. The expansion of the passport processing centers, the increasing demand in the acquisition of passports and the delivery of its services had necessitated that need. Now, on border security and migration management, I will skip that because my Honorable Minister has touched on that, on the MIDAS expansion. And we are also working with the Ministry of Tourism to see that some other porous borders are also manned with MIDAS. On the outcome of the migrants, that would-be migrants intercepted, the account was also given, so I'll skip that. Now, the introduction and implementation of security report system. In February 2019, GID, in collaboration with security report, started the implementation of the integrated immigration control system at the Banjul International Airport. The system detects fraudulent documents, imposters, validity of visas, and provides statistical returns on arrival and departure of passengers. The system is also synchronized with Interpol database, where it monitors local and international watch lists in detecting wanted criminals. And I think we should agree with the Honorable Minister that the Gambia is safer and much safer today. In one of our goals, goal number 4, we have support local law enforcement efforts and partnership. And I should appreciate the IOM, DCAF, Netherlands, Italy, Swiss, the Kingdom of Spain, for they have been very good partners to us. Now, in combating fraud and its related offenses, the GID prosecution unit, and we should thank the police because they train these officers for us, has successfully prosecuted more than 30 accused persons who are convicted for committing various immigration offenses, ranging from acting as an intermediary for the purpose of smuggling, alteration of immigration documents, entering the Gambia without pass or permit, impersonating a public officer, and etc. A document security lab has been established and equipped to detect fraud on fraudulent documents at the GIDTS. GID will strengthen enforcement of its laws and deterrence measures through continuous intra- and intra-service collaboration, patrol, and citizens' engagement. Now, on the provision of consular services for the protection of Gambians abroad, we have expanded representation to the Kingdom of Morocco and Nigeria in 2024 to provide services to Gambians within those jurisdictions. A historic expansion of the biometric passport abroad was also registered, and a decentralization is aiming to other countries that will be requested. Now, on infrastructure development, the changing trajectory of the department to a more vibrant, responsive, and service-oriented institution, coupled with the growing demand for immigration services, paved the way for massive and laudable infrastructural transformation. The current efforts of the department in improving its infrastructural development are commendable. And here we are looking at occupational health and safety, also with regards to human rights and gender roles. GID have in recent times, through support from stakeholders, invested in the construction and renovation of various immigration post stations to house its personnel and assets for improved performance as contained in Goal 8 of our strategic plan. A state-of-the-art project at Amdallah, Jibro, and Kel-Ali, Farafene, to support the implementation of the integrated border management system. This will further improve border management by using integrated border management techniques to enhance cooperation and coordination among border agencies and communities at local and international level. We've also renovated 11 stations and built 15 stations, thanks to some of our goodwill partners. On performance management, training on human capacity, immigration in the last 8 years has produced lawyers, economists, investigators to boost capacity and enhance performance. Series of trainings have also been attained on human rights, gender, document security, border management, and surveillance. The nature, structure, and operational efficiency of GID Training School has been upgraded to conduct refresher training programs for officers in badges on legal framework and other governing instruments. Thanks to the Commission ADG admin for that. Yes, there is one.
You conclude.
Yes.
Thank you.
So on revenue performance, DID has been the center stage of government's domestic revenue mobilization, while committed to the implementation of the statutory mandate. Having seen the year 2024, a success with a great revenue amounting to 420 million was collected. And however, statistical returns of the first quarter of 2025 shows that 160,852,000 was collected. And on our future plans, we intend to deploy more liaison officers in the embassies abroad, also to decentralize our centers to provide documents to Gambians abroad. Expansion of MIDAS, introduction of online visa processing to synchronize our servers to a central database system, and then to validate our SP for 2025-2029. I think this is all we have for you, except if you allow for the thank you. Okay.
Thank you, DG Immigration. Oh, you want to jam into my time also? which bit is immigration? Prison. Okay. 3 minutes, huh? 3 minutes. 3 minutes, yes. In summary.
Honorable Minister of Interior and other ministers here present, permanent secretaries, members of diplomatic and consular corps, security service chiefs, and senior officers of various services, distinguished guests, the media, good evening. My name is Modu Jaju. I am Deputy Director General of the Gambia Prison Service, and I'm here on behalf of my Director General, who is on annual leave. It is a profound honor to address you this evening on behalf of the Gambia Prison Service. As we gather in this ministerial town hall, we reflect not only on our journey, but on the transformation of our institution since the dawn of the new political dispensation. Established under Section 182 of the 1997 Constitution, in which the Gambia Prison Service still depends on the 1953 Prisons Act. The Gambia Prison is mandated to keep in custody offenders of the law in safe, secure, and humanly manner. This also includes upholding the principles of reformation, reintegration, and rehabilitation, pillars that guide our commitment to human correctional practices and national development. Over the past few years, GPS has made significant strides in modernizing its operations, strengthening its workforce, and improving the welfare of both staff and inmates. Allow me, at this juncture, Honorable Minister, colleagues, distinguished guests, to share with you some of our key achievements and strategic initiatives made. First, professional training and international cooperation. In pursuit of excellence, GPS has prioritized professional development through international partnership. In collaboration with Nigeria Correctional Service, we had trained 3 badges of cadet assistant superintendents of prisons and 2 deputy superintendents of prisons in Kaduna and Owerri. A total of 17 officers has completed training, and 10 of them are currently enrolled at the correctional service in Nigeria. These programs have exposed our officers to modern correctional initiatives and achievements and administration best practices, which they have actively shared across prison stations upon their return. Yes. Institutional reforms and new units established. All right. After having been most of the issues that we are about to mention about the prisons, the plans that we are the way forward that we are planned for the prisons, the minister have elaborated most of them. So based on the time management, I want to end here for until and give the floor to others for also to contribute.
Thank you once again. Thank you for the time management. Honorable Minister, we now invite the DG from Dilik. 2 minutes.
I will give it 2, maybe I'll ask for 3. Honorable Minister of Interior, good evening, sir. Secretary General and Head of the Civil Service, Honorable Ministers here present, IGP and all the service chiefs, PS Interior, senior security personnel from here present, and members of our distinguished members of the gallery. My name is Demba Sise. I am the Director General of the Drug Law Enforcement Agency. I have 2 minutes to do this, but I'll ask for 3. DLEAG, as we call it now, Drug Law Enforcement Agency, which used to be NDEA, National Drug Enforcement Agency, is the sole institution responsible for the use, possession, and control of illicit and prohibited drugs in this country. The agency came into being just 20 years ago in 2005. So we are a brainchild of the Gambia Police Force. And it's not surprising that we work very closely with the Gambia Police Force. One of the things we do as an agency here in this country is to look at issues of drugs in this country in 3 prongs: supply suppression, demand reduction, and cooperation within other services in this country and the international community to curtail international organized crime related to drugs. For want of time, I wouldn't delve into some of our seizure statistics. The minister mentioned we have had landmark seizures of drugs in this country since our formation from 20 years ago. Key one beginning with the Bonto case in 2010. After that, subsequent large seizures of drugs have happened in this country, thanks to the gallantry of our men and women at DLEAG. Then we also have, contrary to what most members of the public think, we also work a lot on what we call drug demand reduction, in which we work on public education and sensitization on the dangers posed by drugs. And that is a key area, that's a key trajectory this agency has been taking, particularly in the last 2-3 years, because we do believe that education, sensitization, and public engagement is sort of a panacea to some of the struggles that we have with regards to drugs. If we look at the overview of drugs in this country, is no hiding. There are drugs all over the sub-region. But that's why law enforcement is also here. We are doing very well to curtail it, because we know the nexus between drugs and other crimes. Common drugs here, we all know cannabis is in our West Coast region and southern Senegal. Then we also, unfortunately, not only the Gambia, the West Africa region seems to fall on a transatlantic route of hard drugs destined for Western markets. And we address that as well. And we also make sure that we do this with not only the services here, with members of the community. And some of the things we do go a long way in trying to involve our communities. I just came back from a tour, and what I saw is that the members of the community, the community infrastructure from the governor's level to the chieftaincies, to women CAFOs, youth groups, the league is working with them in our area of drug demand reduction. Some of the key developments that we have had in the past few years, past 7 years, include developing working tools for the agency. We have the internal audit charter, we developed 2021, the staff service rule, staff code of conduct, risk management policy, the training policy. These are all working tools we've been able to develop, and some of them, the ones that have ended. One more minute. The ones that need review, we are reviewing them, like the Drug Control Act, which is very key to what we do. We've just reviewed it, and Honorable Minister mentioned it. One key thing that we have reviewed and suggested for amendment is the introduction of an arm wing for the league, because it has been flagged nearly anywhere we go, and also, that is also in tandem with drug law enforcement in the sub-region and in the world again. We hope our Honorable Minister is working hard on that. We hope that will be something that will be included in the amendment. Finally, we do have few challenges that our ministry is dealing with and is doing effectively to address them. One key challenge has to do with the community. Our officers are under constant attack in this country, and we are working towards this. Education and sensitization will help us to address that, because society cannot have it both ways. You cannot come and enforce drug law here, and when we come, our people, our staff sustain long-term hospitalization because of the attacks they undergo in our communities. The advocacy division is working that with members of our community. Hopefully that will be addressed. That is also captured in the amendment bill that we have provided to our Honorable Minister. For want of time, thank you very much. I'll be ready to hear your questions. 3 minutes.
Thank you, DG Delik, for that summary. I don't want to be accused of keeping much time, but we will be inviting the floor now for questions and answers. We start from here, 4 from here, 4 from there. Anyone from here you want to ask questions, please? Yeah. Sometimes the answers can be, sorry, be careful. Sorry, please.
One, two, 1, 2.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Go to that side. Go to that side.
Yes.
Hello, testing 1, 2.
No, it's not coming though.
Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Mic check, mic check. It's on now.
All right, I would like to ask my question in Mandinka. My question goes to the Immigration Department. First of all, I would like to acknowledge the effort of JID to ensure that the ID card is in continue, even though seamless leave. All right. Nanyi karo min de wala inti. Ni ajibi sen ID card. Ni multara ID card ni nola. Muga aga taymo ta jeni ID card ba fintela. Jama babu je e karisito di mola. E karisito min di mola kata fo karifola. E système a bloqué système o kadatina accéléré fotokopi bambalo e molfa e wa fotokopi ba murunda e ba murula je koleke e kaye ko ID card ni am ka muruna ko rek the same thing goes to police fanan ni ajbe lansino jama driver jama bili lancer risito e bolo jus kan santé ka ni lansino dundi am ka fintino sa malam police ni ID JID ba simfa nya juma ta kan kaje ko gambe no na ID card ni nkaso doni short time frame, inshallah.
Any order?
Can we allow him to answer the question?
We want to have several questions before we proceed.
Good evening. My name is Fatou Mbouch from the University of the Gambia. And my question is directed to the Immigration Department. That is, I don't know for what reason why there is a huge increment in the prices of price of passport issuance. Because I feel like as students, passport is not only given to people that are in the working class. Every Gambian needs a passport to travel, outside the country. And at this particular moment, for passport increasing from $3,000 to over $5,000, I feel like that is too much of for kids like us, as like teenagers. We cannot afford that particular price. As the guy also rightly mentioned, that there's issues with having your ID cards on time. And as an individual, I don't have an ID card at this moment because it's been taking a long time to be issued to me. So right now, the only thing I got is my passport. And before getting that passport, it took me a lot of hassle to also get that. And for the fact that now it has increased from $3,000 to over $5,000, it's going to be an even more problem for people that are underprivileged to get this passport. So I'm saying, what is the Immigration Department doing this to support the people that are from underprivileged backgrounds? Because the passport is needed by every citizen of this country. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any order?
Thank you very much. My name is Ansu Singate. My question is going to the Director General of Immigration and the Inspector General of Police and the Minister of Interior. So it's about the passport and the driving license. Other countries like our neighbors in Senegal, I'm going to speak my language, Mandinka. Sadel Mimboko Senegal, Najele right now, my passport is 10 years. And Tola passport is 5 years. So is it there any possibility na passport or driving license at 10 years, even though you guys are going to adjust the price or the cost? This is my question. Thank you very much.
Can you answer?
Just one more.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Aissatou Bella Diallo from the University of the Gambia, representing the Law Students Association. I am surprised that I haven't seen anybody from the Gambia Fire and Rescue Services in the panel.
Yeah, fine.
And I wanted to ask a question. What is being done to strengthen the Gambia Fire and Rescue Services in the country to be able to respond to emergencies effectively and more quickly? As someone from Bara, I can tell you all that the Gambia Fire and Rescue Services station in Bara is not up to standard. You cannot even tell somebody from outside that this is the fire station of Bara. It is not good in terms of infrastructure, and I am surprised I haven't seen the DG or the representative of the Gambia Fire Rescue Services to answer my question. Thank you.
They will answer your question. They are just in front of you there. Just that we did not have space on,
Okay,
at the podium.
Thank you for letting me know they're here. So I would want that being answered. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, please. Thank you.
Good evening to everyone. My name is Balandin Jata, a final year student, Diplomacy and International Relations, Civil Service University. My question goes to the Honorable Minister. What is your priority for your top priority for improving national security?
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. And
Can you go?
yes, the floor is still with you now. Thank you.
Hello. Okay, thank you very much. Let me just start with the last questions. I don't know whether you listened to my deliberation. Everything I said is centered toward improving national security. I don't know whether you want me to say more than that. Whatever I said, how we intend improving national security by having a multi-sectoral approach, like the drug squad, the immigration department, the police, they are all working hand in glove.
And then in fact, one of the main issues that in the Gambia we're having, I don't think we don't even have a problem that much in terms of security in the Gambia. Because what we saw in the Facebook, in the social media, is not actually what obtained in the country. Because if you look at the Gambia, in terms of crime rate, you can't compare us with any African countries. We have the lowest crime rate. Like if I take burglary or house breaking, robbery, in 1 week, we only register 21. That means 7 every week nationwide, every day nationwide. So our crime rate is at the minimal. And that's why I emphasize also on the police academy. Our officers are doing their best. But sometimes, I came from the security sector. I came from them. I understand them. I know how they do their work. Because Gambia, there is no proper training institutions. That's why we are emphasizing having this law enforcement academy that will be cross-cutting for all the agencies. So as far as we are concerned, I think we have a very stable country. And then peace and security, and then crime is at its minimum that is still manageable. Because we forgot to mention that in 3 years, when I was IGP in 2021, I became the best Inspector General of Police in West and Central Africa. And the Gambia Police Force was also the best police force in 2021. Anti-crime was also the best crime fighting unit in 2021. Last year, I became the best Inspector General of Police 2023-2024 in West and Central Africa, and the Gambia Police Force became the best police force in Central and West Africa. So if we are having all those recognition internationally, I don't know everything, there is a need to improve. And we are doing that. And we are making sure that the Gambia remain peaceful and stable. I just want to answer one of the questions that was raised by the girl from the, no, not Bara, UTG. Because one of the questions he raised is a policy matter, not operational. I will leave the operational to the immigration. But passport, you are talking of, we have 2 sets of passport that we are issuing, the machine readable and the biometric. The biometric was 3,000. You know that according to the contract, the arrangement, because we contracted, is a PPP project, we should have increased the price since 2023. Some of these things you are raising, that's what we are trying to look. Government was losing money. But now that it's 2025, we must increase. So if you look at the passport, 5,000, we have the cheapest in this continent. And also our biometric passport is rated the best, among the best 7 in the whole Africa. Maybe Gambians, we don't know what we have. But if you travel outside the Gambia, you will realize that you will come to appreciate what we are giving you, and the security also that are in this country. So please, I will encourage people to understand the situation. Yes, you may not have the 5,000. Even if you come to me, I'll be able to give you the 5,000 to do your passport. Before the Director of Immigration also, there is no issue of ID card or driving license. Currently, we have 0 in the row as far as printing is concerned. Even yesterday, because people used to call me to say, Minister, there is no ID card. These people are not printing. They send me pictures. We have printed all the ID cards that are in the queue. They are there. Governments are not to use of getting, they pay, they will never, because they have a receipt. They use the receipt. Even if you go up to today, if you go to the Gambia Police Force, the IGP is here, we have driving licenses that were printed almost 3-4 years. They are still there. You see, uncollected, you just saw me. All these ID cards and driving licenses are printed and they are there, uncollected. And I give you instruction to the DG last week so they can get a press release. That's why we want to go online, whereby when your ID card is ready or your document is ready, you'll be texted to say, come and pick it. Thank you.
Wow. Wai iya kumo nyinen kane manika kango la laftam fara nga foye ni manika kango. Ila kumo nyata bake menkete ID card la kodi. Bari hello min sorota no saying masingol nata masa kunda e kodo di cardsol nata mini bebeji. Minister kamin fata nga kwanti 10,000 cards wala be larin kane fing. Minimum collect. Bring a brief ayala DPS bula watata ji wolom ñi récolté because mose ko mo fay ñawña bari financé la jubero ke fay so malo non ko watata but biri yatara mpara QTV call alu sise pour ngata ya video ya tandi mo la ko katsul bijele bari dol nen risto be bulu mbe samala ko no malo munati na wo katsul bije hani bi bari tol nintara non portal le soto coming na pareta ay click ila mobile to wolbe mu ñaato silati wolbe se keno bar niatara ko fana ay batandino ndo se min fono momo abe bolo ila risito yena immigration isana na PRO ya wala nga kalamuta nse loyne mari la ko wala birite o fo mo ko tem bantala abaraka
yeah.
Okay, 10 years.
Okay.
The 10 year, regarding the
for the
5 and 10 years. Thank you.
Yes, 5 and 10 years. Okay. For the question raised on the lifespan of a passport, 5 to 10 years, for the UTG student, this is a very good question. It's a policy matter, and I would also want to take it in as an observation because it's the first time we had somebody raising this to us in such a gathering. We would like to take inputs such as this question, and we will admit to work on it with our ministry. Thank you very much.
Thank you. There was something on fire service. Bara?
No, immigration, 10 years, you said?
Yes, answer. As fire service.
5. 5 years old.
The 10 year, he just responded to that.
Yes.
Yeah, he answered yes. Yes. Driving license.
What was the question?
Fire service in Bara.
Thank you very much. Hello. Okay, thank you very much. But I think the answers provided by the Honorable Minister and DG Immigration as relates to the delay on the production of this document. I have a feeling that I don't need to say anything because the question has already been taken care of, unless if you have an additional one. Thank you.
They are here.
Somebody asked about the Bara fire service.
Thank you.
Good evening.
Or fire service. Let me answer that question, because I think it's also policy.
Yeah. Really, we are in the hands of the Honorable Minister.
Yes, sir.
You want to answer it? Okay, thank you very much. The lady from Bara, right? You know, if you look at my presentation, I emphasize on infrastructure, because we have realized since colonial time independent, if you look at where we work, all of them are not up to standard. That's why, in fact, with the police, we came with the new model police stations. That's why we're doing it over the country. And then we have separated them, categorized them into class A, class B, class C. And then now, currently we are building class A's. And then we have realized also in the Gambia, every corner there is a police station. If you look at 1 mile radius, you have almost 5, 6 stations. You don't have those kind of things anywhere in the world. Like, for example, in Serakunda, you have a police station in Serakunda, you have a police station in Bakote, you have in Marsengelo, behind you have the Latrikundas, the Westfield. Behind the Marsa, you have almost 10 police stations and posts. So logistics become a problem. personnel also becomes a problem. If all those ones were concentrated at Serekunda, you will have more personnel in Serekunda, more than 200 personnel in Serekunda. In every shift, you will have at least more than 60 personnel. You have 32 vehicles, they can do the patrols. But every community wants a police station at your ward. That's one of the problems. And then we are not building police stations. No, now we are working with partners to make sure we try to improve our infrastructure. Fire service is one of our institutions that, in fact, they are here. My whole concentration now is with the fire service. We are trying to improve their status. We are working on the fire tenders. I think this year only we got about 6, and we are expecting an order 2 or 3 in October. And we are also, government is planning to buy another 4 fire tenders, brand new one also before the end of the year. We are also trying to look how best we can also work on their infrastructure like we are doing with the police. We are talking to partners, and most of the time, partners don't want to invest on infrastructure. That's always the case. Like the way I was able to even get the UN to start the new model police station, because people will complain. You go to police station, the sales are not good, and people complain. And I said, look, this is what we have. So we can only put our detainees in what we have. So if you want us to put them in a better place, you need to build us model police stations that are fit for purpose. Now, thank God, we have solved the problem with the police, and we are also working with the other security sector. And one important thing also we forgot to mention for the TILIC. This is the first time we are building a rehab center for drug users, because we don't just want to punish them, because we have realized that punishing is not an issue, it's not the issue. So how do we give them a rehab opportunity? So I think by the mid of next year, we'll finish with the rehab center. That's not a detention center. If you are a drug addict, that's where we take you to see how we can rehabilitate you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Minister. This floor is still open.
Yes, I just...
The floor is still open for questions.
Thank you.
I also forgot, there is something we are building in Bar. And then
Mike, Honorable Minister. Thank you.
Hello?
It's not working.
In fact, Bara, he will expand on it. We are building a fire station at the sea rescue station in Bara. It will be one of the best, the first time in Africa. I think the construction will start very soon.
Thank you. Good evening. I am Kemes Sane, commonly known as Kex for Foroya newspaper, court reporter on Kex News. My question will be direct to the Minister of Interior in regarding about the lancing. If you look at the Prison Act, there is a provision that's provided for lancings to be issued to people that are detained in Mile 2 based on their behavior in the prison. We have received several complaints from the prisoners that they are due for lancing, but this has not been issued by your ministry or you as a minister, and you are the one who should sign these lancings for them to be granted to leave the prison and go back to the society. What is delaying the minister, and also in terms of the congestion in Mile 2, we receive complaint from prisoners that 72 or 80 people are sharing one cell, to the extent that some are even sleeping near to the toilet. What is your ministry doing to decongest the prison cells?
Good evening. Me Mobe Kondonende Tomu Musa Turenti from University of the Gambia. Na question is directed to the Director General of. So, after me, the issue of Ekafame less pass, because more bijele meli along Ekata, like they travel up country, na more sort of meli along Ekaboje Ekata regularly. So don't be a national ID card also or national documents also. So ni bitaga along the way immigration official kilandi after king in kaila ID card on. So nima ID card bondi ka fo ko nyanda ka less pass star. So l'espace ni lafta ka long fodum ni bo tala inanda ka jorol ke bang andu ni be joro fanan kala jollam andu na tarnum fanan joro manya nakake yo mbafola director general ko namol bijele mel yalon ko ni bitaka e ka joro kele e ka foy ko l'espace ni inanda ka jole. So in a nutshell, I would like the Director General to shed some light on this issue of less pass. Thank you. Yes.
Okay. Good evening. My name is Ansuman Okoli, a student from the University of the Gambia. And my question is regard to the digital identification. You made mention of the digital identification to align with digital world as far as identification is concerned. So my question is, what mechanisms are in place and the time frame will this unique state-of-the-art digital transformation going to start? Thank you. That is my question.
Honorable Minister and team.
Oh, thank you very much. I think I will first answer the question that was asked by Kex, right? Kex, you call Lansing. That's the prerogative of the minister. It's just a privilege. It's not a right. As is law, the minister, if he so wishes, will grant, and if he so wishes, he will not grant. So it's not a right for anybody. We are just doing it to decongest the prison, and sometimes some people will come mistakenly. They will offend the law. So we'll try to sympathize, and then if they are of good behavior, we give them the license. But it's not a right. So the complaint, anybody who's complaining about this license, he doesn't have a ground to complain because it's not a right. And in fact, every license that comes to me, I approve. So if people are complaining, and then I just don't approve license like that, I need to know, and they need to convince me why I am giving them license. These are people who committed crime. So now we have even implemented some checks and balances to see, okay, why are you sending us names for the license? Who are those individuals? So you have to go now through a very rigorous process before I sign those licenses. It is not as business as usual. People offended or committed crime, they need to be punished. And if we need to let them go, we will do so. What was the next question? Conjunction. Yeah, that's a fact. And we are trying to work in. That's why we are even coming now with the new correctional center. Inshallah, if everything goes as planned, we will do the foundation stone maybe in the next 2-3 months. I think we are doing the correctional center at Birkama Nyamikala, Kembuje. Government has already allocated the land for us. So next week, I think we'll be there with the construction company, and then we'll start constructing it. All right, because we are moving from the prison system now to a correctional system. And ours is completely different with what is existing in the rest of the world, because ours has a production site that will not only benefit the prisoners or the inmates, but also youth for employment. Because we have seen the gaps, we have done the studies for almost 3 years. Now we are ready to get this thing done. Thank you. The prison officer want to add.
No, I don't need a mic.
Television, you need a mic.
Good evening, Honorable Minister, or the ministers present here. I am glad Manding Kolko Safuno Buka Fangu, when I left to do question answer. There is no law but national, when I say national Gambia, regional, when I say regional Senegal, Guinea-Bissau, Sierra Leone, Nigeria, when I say international, but America, China, Russia, that's London. Who? said lancing is a privilege, as he said, it's not a right. And how do prisoners get eligibility for lancing? Is based on what we call, adjustment history. When I say adjustment history, their behavioral pattern, being it within themselves, within prisoners themselves, being it towards fellow officers. Then we recommend, based on that behavior pattern, to the minister to be given. In America, we call it parole and probation. It is Gambia, we call it lancing, but America, we call it parole and probation. They, in fact, the Minister of Justice, the Minister of Interior, is doing them a good favor. What he's supposed to do, not only to lancing go free, they need to be monitored. They need to be reporting on a weekly at the police station. Any small thing they do, not in compliance on the violation of the lancing, they need to come back. So, Kex, journalist Kex, that is the answer. That's an international standard. The Minister of Interior is doing them a favor. If he wishes, he will not even sign it. There is no law that says he should sign them. God bless.
Thank you very much for that explanation from the prison service. Honorable Minister and team, we give you 5 minutes if you have anything to summarize before we close.
There is a pending question. Honorable Minister.
One more question, huh? Let's pass it.
Yes, gentlemen, thank you very much for your question. But I'm so happy that you've asked this question. Laissez-passer is a French term. Visitor's pass. No Gambian requires a visitor's pass within the territory of the Gambia. But I'm telling you, it may not be the case when you leave the source of the Gambia. I just want to reiterate, there is no payment on laissez-passer. But a Gambian national need not to pay for any laissez-passer on movement. I advise you to go with your ID card if you are an adult, or a supporting document that identifies you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. You still insisting on your question?
Okay, when? You are right. Yes, we are currently working very, very serious with it. We are working with the partners. We are negotiating for the contract. Maybe before the end of the year, we will be signing the contract. I think next week we are having the contract negotiation, which I am leading.
Honorable Minister, you have something to add on. Thank you.
When I was coming, I thought that will be the hottest questions about the issuance of ID card overseas, outside the boundary of the country, because it's an issue. People are complaining. People are talking about it, right? And in fact, I think there is a planned demonstration on the issue of ID card outside, and I don't know the reason why are complaining. People are saying it is against the law. I think we had a discussion with even the planned demonstrators and brought them because they said illegal based on law XYZ. We showed them the law. The law is silent about it. And you need to understand the state has a duty to all its citizens wherever you are. Are we not issuing passport outside this country? Passport is a national document. ID card is a national document. If we think Gambians are somewhere and they need documentation and they can't reach the Gambia, it's our obligation to make sure if we can and go there and then issue those documents. In fact, they will go through the right procedures. Enrollment. When we are satisfied that they are Gambians, documents will be sent to the Gambia and we verify and vet. Approval given and printed and sent. If you are a Gambian, if you are an American citizen today, you lost your passport here, you go to American embassy and they will do the needful. And they will send the document to America. And then they will print your passport and send it. So what is the problem? They cannot go any single law. But in fact, people will just link things to politics. It doesn't make sense. Can you bring a plane full of people to come and register? You give them ID card, they come and register to get the voter's card. You don't need an ID card for a voter's card. You need a birth certificate to have a voter's card. You need the attestation of an alcalde to get the voter's card. So why do you have to pay money to get something that you can have free? So we can issue ID card or passport or any government document wherever Gambians are.
Thank you, Honorable Minister of Interior, for that clarification. This is expansion and improvement. Thank you.
In fact, what they are trying to remind me is, in fact, when we went to Togo and Congo, we have 10 rejections, 10 applications that were rejected. And then 3 or 4 were sent to Banjul for the verification. So you don't just give people ID card like that. So this is a national document, and we know the importance of this document.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Honorable Minister. On behalf of the Honorable Minister of Information, I wish to sincerely thank you, Honorable Minister of Interior, the IGP, DG Immigration, PS, and the DG Delegate, and the Honorable Ministers here, the diplomats, Security Service, ladies and gentlemen. It's wonderful to be here today, and then please have a good night. Thank you very much.